Every single day you wake up, there's a voice inside your head that tries to talk you out of your greatness. It whispers that you're tired, that you've done enough, that it's okay to slow down. It tells you that maybe you're not built for this, that maybe success was meant for someone else. But deep down in a place no one else can reach, you know that voice is lying because you've seen what you're capable of. You felt that fire before. You know you were never meant to live average, to settle, to drip through life unnoticed. You were born to rise, to build, to dominate, to leave something behind that screams, I was here. And right now, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is that battle in your mind. The fight between who you are and who you're supposed to become. You can't win that fight with words. You win it with action, with discipline, with obsession. Every moment you waste doubting yourself is a moment your dream gets further away. And if you keep waiting for the right time, you'll wake up one day realizing it never came. Because there is no perfect moment. There's just this one, this breath, this second, this heartbeat, and what you choose to do with it. You've got to stop looking for motivation and start becoming it. You've got to stop waiting for someone to push you and start pushing yourself, pushing yourself. Nobody's coming to hand you your dream. Nobody's coming to tell you when it's time to move. The truth is, it's been time. You've been chosen. You've been capable. You've just been too distracted to see. Life isn't about what you say you want. It's about what you're willing to suffer for, what you're willing to grind for, what you're willing to become unrecognizable for. This isn't about hype. This isn't about temporary motivation. This is about rewiring your entire mindset. You either own your mind or it owns you. You either rise with purpose or sink in excuses. You either build your future or you let someone else pay you to build theirs. Every morning you wake up, the war begins again. It's not against the world, it's against the weaker version of yourself. The lazy you, the fearful you, the uncertain you. That version has to die every single day if you want to win. So this isn't just another speech. This is a wake-up call, a reminder that your dream doesn't care about your feelings, your comfort, or your past. It only responds to your effort. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be relentless. You don't need approval. You just need direction. And the direction is forward. Always forward. Because the one who refuses to quit, the one who decides that enough isn't enough anymore, that's the one who becomes unstoppable. Winning starts in the mind long before it ever shows up in your life. It doesn't begin when the world claps for you, when the trophies arrive, or when the money hits your account. It begins in silence, in the dark corners of your thoughts, in those moments when no one is watching, and you have to convince yourself that you can. Every victory you've ever admired, every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every person who made it out of struggle, they didn't start with proof. They started with belief, a belief so powerful, so stubborn that even when failure looked them in the face, they said, I'm not done yet. The truth is, you cannot win in life if your mind hasn't already accepted victory as your only option. Your mind is your battleground. Every day you wake up, you are faced with two voices, one that says you can't and one that says you must. Most people lose not because they aren't talented, not because they don't have potential, but because they let the wrong voice control their actions. They allow fear to be louder than purpose. They allow doubt to have more authority than faith. The ones who win have mastered this inner war. They've trained their thoughts to obey their goals. They've conditioned their mindset to see challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. When something doesn't work, they don't say, I failed. They say, yeah, this was a lesson. I'll adjust and I'll return stronger. That's the mindset that separates dreamers from doers, talkers from finishers, and the weak from the relentless. You can't just want to win. You have to think like a winner, breathe like a winner, and see every situation through the lens of victory. When your mindset is set on winning, the environment stops mattering. You could be broke, tired, or overlooked, but you still find a way to move forward. That's what people don't understand. Success is not about the situation, it's about the psychology. Some of the most successful people in history started with nothing, but they had something far more valuable, an unbreakable mental state. They looked at the same problems that made others quit and said, oh, watch me turn this in my advantage. That's the kind of mind that wins. It's easy to talk about wanting success, but very few people are willing to build the mental endurance that success requires. Everyone wants the glory, but few are willing to suffer through the grind. The truth is, your brain will try to protect you from discomfort. It will tell you to stop, to rest, to quit. But your mind is a muscle, and like every muscle, it grows through resistance. Every time you push past the urge to give up, you are rewiring your mind to believe in your strength. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you are reinforcing your identity as a winner. That's why mindset comes first, because the body follows what the mind believes. You have to understand that life will never hand you confidence or clarity. Those are things you build by showing up when it's hard. You build it when you wake up earlier than everyone else, when you train while others sleep, when you keep going despite the pain. You build it when you stop waiting for motivation and start relying on discipline. Winners don't need everything to feel right before they act. They act because they know one thing. Progress creates motivation, not the other way around. The more you move forward, the more your mind begins to trust you. It starts to believe that you are who you say you are. Winning in the mind means learning how to command your emotions instead of being controlled by them. You're not always going to feel strong, but you have to think strong. You're not always going to feel motivated, but you have to act motivated. So, the world doesn't care about how you feel. It only responds to what you do. So train your thoughts to serve your mission. When your mind starts whispering lies like you are not good enough, talk back to it. Replace those lies with truth. Tell yourself, I've survived too much to stop now. I've come too far to quit here. That's what a winner does. They rewrite the story in their head until their mind aligns with their purpose. And here's the part most people don't want to face. Winning will cost you comfort. It will cost you friends who don't believe in your dream. It will cost you the easy life you once had. But when your mind is set on victory, those costs don't scare you. They fuel you. You stop needing approval because you understand that nobody can see the vision the way you do. The fire inside you becomes louder than the noise around you. You begin to crave progress more than comfort. You begin to understand that real winners aren't made on stage. They're built in private when no one is cheering. There will be moments when you feel like the odds are against you. When you're tired, when you failed again, when it feels like no one sees the effort you're putting in those moments you must remember, the mind that refuses to quit is stronger than any circumstance that tries to stop it. You can be outnumbered, outfunded, and out of options, but if you're not out of belief, you're still in the fight. That's how winners think. They don't look for proof that it's possible. They decide it's possible. And that decision creates the energy, the creativity, and the strength needed to keep moving. The mind is the birthplace of every victory. If you keep feeding your mind with excuses, it will produce limitations. But if you feed it with vision, hunger, and persistence, it will produce results. That's why you can't afford to let negativity rent space in your head. Protect your mental energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Every thought you allow in your mind shapes your reality, so feed it with purpose. Speak power into your own name. Visualize the life you want so clearly that your brain starts to accept it as truth. Winning starts with that quiet decision you make before anyone believes in you. It's when you tell yourself, I'm going to do this. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how hard it gets. I will not stop until I win. That declaration, that conviction, that inner fire, that's where it begins. Because when your mind is already convinced that victory belongs to you, every obstacle becomes just another step on the path to get there. Winning doesn't begin when the world gives you permission. It begins the moment you give yourself permission to believe you're capable. And once that belief is locked in, no failure, no fear, no doubt can take it away. The second key to truly believing and living the words, I am going to win, is to embrace the grind as your greatest teacher. Most people say they want success, but the moment the process starts to hurt, they stop. They say they want to win, but they quit halfway through the race. You cannot have both comfort and victory. You must pick one. The grind is not your punishment, it's your preparation. It's your preparation. It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to reveal who you really are when no one's watching, when no one's cheering, and when everything inside you wants to quit. The truth is, life is testing you to see if you are serious. Every morning you wake up and chase your dream. Life throws something in your way and whispers, let's see if you're still about it. The grind doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your feelings. It only responds to your consistency. If you only show up when you feel good, you'll never be great. Winners show up regardless. When you embrace the grind, you stop asking, why is this so hard? And start asking, oh, what is this teaching me? Because every challenge carries a lesson. Every failure contains wisdom. Every delay has a purpose. The reason so many people never make it to the top is because they misinterpret the struggle. They think it's a sign that they're going the wrong way. But the struggle is the sign that you're getting closer. It means you're stretching beyond what's comfortable. It means you're building new muscles, mental, emotional, spiritual. You cannot stay the same person and expect to win bigger battles. So the grind molds you. It shapes your character, your mindset, and your discipline until you become someone who no longer runs from hard work. You crave it. You start to see the grind not as an obstacle, but as oxygen. It becomes the thing that keeps you alive. You've got to understand something. Success doesn't just happen. Winning doesn't fall into your hands because you want it. It comes after you've been broken, tested, and humbled. It comes after you've spent nights doubting yourself, but still decided to move anyway. It comes when you've been rejected, ignored, and forgotten, but you kept building like no one could stop you. Embracing the grind means falling in love with the process of becoming, not just the idea of arriving. Everybody wants to win the trophy, but few are willing to train for it. Everybody loves the idea of being on top, but few are willing to live like it when no one's watching. The grind is the great separator. It divides the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the workers, and the pretenders from the believers. When you truly embrace the grind, you start to understand that this pain is not your enemy. It's the language of growth. Winning is not about avoiding struggle. It's about mastering it. It's about waking up and showing up even when your body says no, your mind says quit, and your circumstances say impossible. It's about training yourself to perform when everything inside you is tired. Because the moment you start treating the grind like your friend, everything changes. You no longer dread the long hours, the repetition of the setbacks. You start seeing them as opportunities to sharpen yourself. Every rep, every mile, every failure, every early morning, and a lonely night becomes part of your story. When you finally win, people will see the glory, but you'll remember the grind. You'll remember the nights you wanted to cry but pushed through. You'll remember the mornings you didn't want to get out of bed but did anyway. That's what embracing the grind is all about. Becoming so mentally tough that nothing can break you because you've already survived worse. You've got to understand that winners are not made when the cameras are on. They're made when no one is looking. When everyone else is sleeping, they're up studying. When everyone else is relaxing, they're working. When everyone else says it's too hard, they say a good. That means most people won't do it. The grind is lonely, but it's where greatness is born. It's where your confidence is built, your character is tested, and your hunger is fed. You cannot skip it. You cannot cheat it. You cannot fake it. You have to go through it. And every time you push through something you thought would break you, you prove to yourself that you are built for this. That's why the people who embrace the grind eventually become unstoppable, because they've already faced everything meant to stop them. So if you're serious about winning, stop running from the work. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for shortcuts. The grind is not glamorous, but it's the most powerful place you'll ever be. It's where you earn your respect. It's where you earn your respect. It's where you build your reputation. It's where you separate yourself from the average. The world doesn't remember who almost made it. It remembers who showed up every day and never gave up. You don't get to win by wishing. You win by working. And when you start to love the work more than the reward, that's when everything changes. Because now you're not chasing success. You're becoming it. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every small victory along the way, they're all proof that you're still in the fight. You must remind yourself daily that the grind is not punishment. It's privilege. It's a gift that gives you the chance to become more than you were yesterday. It's a battlefield where weak versions of yourself die and stronger versions are born. When you learn to see it that way, nothing can stop you. You won't dread hard work anymore. You'll chase it. You won't complain about the process. You'll respect it because you'll realize that every second spent grind is a seed being planted for your victory. And when that victory comes, you'll know it wasn't luck, it wasn't chance, it wasn't handed to you, it was earned, every bit of it. So don't just talk about winning, don't just dream about it, embrace the grind, love it, live it. Because once you do, I am going to win, it won't just be words, it'll be the truth written all over your life. The third key to truly living the words, I am going to win, is to believe so fiercely in your vision that nothing and no one can shake you. Belief is not something you say, it's something you live. It's a fire that burns inside you when the lights go out, when your plans fall apart, and when everyone around you stops believing. This kind of belief is not soft, it's not passive, it's unshakable. It's the kind of belief that makes you unstoppable. Because even when the world doubts you, you refuse to doubt yourself. You must believe in your dream even when it makes no sense to anyone else. You must believe when the results haven't shown up yet. You must believe when the pain gets heavier, when the path gets darker, and when your faith feels tested beyond limits. Because at the end of the day, it's not your talent that will save you. It's not luck, it's not opportunity, it's not who you know, it's your belief. When you believe in yourself at that level, you stop negotiating with fear. You stop seeking validation from others. You stop explaining your dream to people who were never meant to understand it. Belief gives you tunnel vision. It makes you see possibility where others see problems. It turns rejection into redirection. It transforms every no into motivation to go harder. Most people don't fail because they don't have potential. They fail because they lose belief too early. They let a few setbacks convince them that maybe they're not meant to win. But belief doesn't operate on evidence. It creates evidence. It doesn't wait for proof. It produces proof through persistence. Every champion you've ever admired was once a beginner who just refused to stop believing. They had days of doubt, but their belief was stronger than their fear. That's what separates those who talk about winning from those who live it. To say, I am going to win is easy. To live like you already believe is done. That's where greatness begins. You've got to see yourself winning before anyone else can. You have to visualize that victory so clearly that your body starts to move like it's already real. That belief becomes your GPS. Even when you take wrong turns, even when you hit roadblocks, it keeps you aligned. Because deep down, you know where you're going. You're not guessing, you're not hoping, you're knowing. And that knowing changes everything. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you wake up in the morning. When you truly believe, your energy shifts. You stop saying if I win and start saying when I win. You stop waiting for things to happen and start creating them. You start acting like the version of you who has already succeeded. And soon, the world begins to treat you like that person too. But belief doesn't mean the road will be easy. In fact, the stronger your belief, the harder life will test it. Every time you say, I'm going to win, the universe will respond, approve it, and it will send storms, setbacks, and silence just to see how real you are. The people who quit in that silence never truly believed in the first place. But the ones who keep walking, tired, bruised, but still believing, those are the ones who make it. Belief is tested in the dark, not in the light. When no one's clapping, when your plans fail, when your plans fail, when your prayers go unanswered, when you feel alone, that's when belief becomes real. That's when you decide whether you're built for this or not. And if you hold that belief tight enough, long enough, the world eventually bends to it. Because nothing is stronger than a mind that has made up its mind. You've got to stop waiting for someone to believe in you. You've got to become your own believer. You've got to speak life into yourself when no one else does. When people doubt you, let their doubt become fuel. When you fall short, remind yourself that failure is just feedback, not the end. When things go wrong, say to yourself, I'm still going to win. When the odds are stacked against you, say, I'm still going to win. When you're tired, broken, overlooked, say, I'm still going to win. Because belief is not about what you feel in the moment. It's about what you decide to stand on no matter what the moment brings. You don't have to see how it will all work out. You just have to know it will. You don't have to understand the timing. You just have to trust that it's coming. That belief gives you power in the waiting, in the suffering, and in the unknown. Belief is what separates those who finish from those who fade away. You can have all the skills, all the connections, all the ideas, but without belief, you will fold under pressure. You will let fear talk you out of greatness. You'll let setbacks convince you that maybe it's not meant for you. But the truth is, nothing can stop a person who believes they're destined to win. That kind of energy attracts miracles. It draws the right people, the right opportunities, and the right moments into your path. The world starts aligning with your frequency. And even when it doesn't, you keep building until it does. Because belief is not passive, it's a weapon. It's the voice that says, I don't care how long it takes, I'm not giving up. It's the mindset that says, even if I have to start over 100 times, I'll still win. If you can build that kind of belief, you'll become unstoppable. Not because life will get easier, but because you'll get stronger. You'll stop breaking every time something doesn't go your way. You'll stop quitting every time you don't see results. You'll start understanding that everything is part of the process, that every delay is still progress, that every hardship is still growth. Because your belief gives you endurance. It gives you peace in chaos. It gives you confidence in uncertainty. And when you walk through life with that kind of confidence, the world starts to take you seriously. You'll no longer chase opportunity. Opportunities will chase you. So when you say, I am going to win, mean it, feel it, believe it. Let it echo through every part of your being. Let it be the fuel that drives you when the journey gets long. Let it be the fire that burns through every doubt, every delay, every fear. Because the ones who win are not always the most talented or the most lucky. They're the ones who refuse to stop believing. When everything told them to quit, they said, no, I'm still going to win. And that mindset, that unbreakable faith, is what turns dreams into reality. So keep believing. Keep showing up. Keep fighting. Because as long as that belief is inside you, your victory is only a matter of time. In the end, I want you to understand something deep. Winning isn't about luck, it's about intention. It's not about waiting for your chance. It's about building it with your own two hands. Every day you wake up, you have a choice to stay where you are or to fight for where you want to be. The world is full of people who talk about what they want, but never put in the work to get it. You cannot be one of them. You gotta separate yourself from the pack. You gotta move different, think different, believe different, and grind different. Because if you want something you've never had, you gotta become someone you've never been. Life is gonna hit you hard, harder than you think you can handle. You will be tested. You will be ignored, doubted, laughed at, and maybe even betrayed by the very people you trusted the most. But let me tell you something, that's not the signal to stop. That's the sign you're getting closer. Every setback is a setup for the comeback you were built for. Every failure is not a wall. It's a mirror reflecting what you still need to learn. Don't run from pain. Don't hide from the struggle. Don't cry for sympathy. Use it. Turn it into power. Let it shape you, harden you, strengthen you. Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you. You've got to be your own savior, your own motivation, your own light in the dark. You said you want to win. Then show the world what will win really means. It means staying disciplined when you're exhausted. It means trusting yourself when no one else does. It means pushing through the days you feel invisible and unseen. It means working in silence when no one claps for you and still giving everything you got. Because one day that silence will turn into noise. That ground will turn into glory. And the people who once doubted you will be forced to watch what they couldn't stop. But that only happens if you refuse to quit. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to have that fire, that unshakable decision that said, no matter what happens, I'm not backing down. Because when you carry that energy, the universe notices. Doors start opening, opportunities start appearing, momentum starts building, but it all starts with you, with your belief, your consistency, your willingness to do what others won't. So as you walk away from this moment, I want you to make a promise to yourself. No more talking, no more excuses, no more waiting. From this point forward, every action, every breath, every heartbeat screams one truth. I'm going to win. Say it, live it, prove it. Because the moment you decide that failure is not an option, that's the moment you become unstoppable. Keep going, keep believing, keep fighting, because your time is coming. And when it does, the world will know exactly why you never gave up.